So today we will know what are the different kinds of what is reserved words and what are the different kinds of reserved word. So what is a reserved word? A reserved word, like in Java, some words are reserved which to represent some meaning or functionality. So such type of words are called reserved words. Like in Java, some words are reserved words to present some meaning or functionality. To present some meaning or functionality, such type of words are called reserved word. Such type of words are called reserved words. So what is a reserved word? Like a simple any word in Java which has some meaning or functionality, so those are called reserved words. So the reserved words are classified into two categories. The first category of the reserved words are the words associated with some functionality. So this category is divided on the basis of the words which are associated with a functionality. So, and in the second category, the words which has a specific value, the words which has a value. So reserved words are divided into two categories. The first category is associated with a value, and the second category is words which have a value. In the first category, it is divided into two parts. The first part is known as keywords, and like there are total 53 reserved words. So these 53 reserved words can't be used in identifiers. Like we can't use these 53 words to declare an identifier. So these reserved words cannot be used to declare identifiers. So there are 53 total reserved words which cannot be used to declare identifiers. So among that 53, there are 50 words which are associated with a function, and there are 3 reserved words which are called as reserved literals. So those reserved literals are like true, false, and null. And now these are 3 words which are associated with a value, and there are few words which are associated with a function. So in that there are 2 categories. First is the keyword, and the second is like unused keyword. So in the keyword, there are 48 words, and in category of unused keyword, there are total 2. So in unused, it's goto and constant. So these 2 words are not used in Java, so that is why it is called unused keywords. So but it's a reserved word, so but these 2 are not used in Java, so it is called unused keyword. And now in keywords, 48 keywords, there are 48 keywords like if, else, switch, class, interface, extend. So there are many. So just I need to make a note down of this. So these are all the different kinds of keyword. Like for data types we use byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. And for flow control we use if, else, switch, case, default, while, do, for, break, continue, return. And for modifiers we use public, private, protected, static, final, abstract, synchronized, native, strict FFP. This was included in like 1.4 version. It came strict FFP, transient and volatile. For exceptional handling there is try, catch, finally, throw, throws, and assert. The assert came in 1.4 version and above. So the class related keywords are class, interface, extends, implements, package, import. Object related keywords are new, instance of, super, this. And the last keyword is void. So all total it's 48 keyword. 2 keywords are goto and constant, total 50, and there are 3 keywords which has a value, that is true, false, and null. So all total 53 keyword reserved words are there. So from here we came to know what are reserved words. Any words in Java that is associated with any some meaning or functionalities are called reserved words. So these are all total 53 reserved words in Java. Other than this there is no any words. Other than this 53 words we can use any words in naming a identifier. So now we will look what are the different data types. What are the different data types? So in Java every variable and expression has some type. Like we can write here, in Java every variable and expression has some type. Each and every data type is clearly defined, each and every assignment should be checked by the compiler for the type compatibility. Like for type compatibility, the compiler should check if like every data type, we can write in short as DT, data type is correctly defined or not. So each data type is correctly defined or not, and the compiler should also check for the type compatibility. So this is the reason like why Java is also called as, so these two are the main reason why Java is also called as strongly typed programming language. So why? Because every assignment operator should be checked by the compiler for its. The compiler should check every data type that is correctly defined or not, and it should also check or not, and the compiler should also check for the type compatibility. So these two are the reasons why Java language is strongly typed programming language. So this is the mainly questions which asked in the interview, like why Java is called as strongly typed programming language. So the reason is like each and every data type is clearly defined. Every assignment should be checked by compiler for type compatibility. So that is the reason why Java language is strongly typed programming language. So moreover, there is one more point, like Java is not considered as pure object oriented programming language. Why it is so? Because several OOPS feature like multiple inheritance and Java does not support. Java does not support. What it does not support? Operator overloading, or it does not support multiple inheritance. So these two are the reasons. This Java does not support operator overloading or multiple inheritance. So these two are the reasons why Java is not considered as pure object oriented programming language. So this is also a very important question asked in the interview room. These two questions. So why Java is strongly type programming language, and why Java is not considered as object oriented programming language. So because Java does not support operator overloading, multiple inheritance, and there are many more, but these two things are most important. So and then one more reason is moreover we are dependent on primitive data types. Moreover, we are dependent on primitive data types. So these are all the reasons why Java is not considered an object-oriented programming language. So now we should know what is like primitive data type. Primitive data types. So there are 8 primitive data types. So what are those 8 primitive data types? So we will classify the primitive data types first of all into 2 divisions. The first division is like numeric data type, and the second division is non-numeric data type. So in the numeric data type, we can define it like in 2 parts. First part we can declare it as integral, which is in integer format, integral data type, and the second in floating point data type. Okay, so in numerical data type we have two divisions. One is that integral data type, and the second is floating point data type. And in the non-numeric data type we can define it as 2, that is, one is character and the other is boolean. So in boolean, true and false comes, in character only a single character. So now in integral data types and floating data type, in integral data type there are 4 divisions: is byte, short, int, and long. And in case of floating point data type there are only 2 divisions, one is float and the other is double. So there are total 8 primitive data types, which are byte, short, int, long, float, double, 6 character and boolean. Total 8 data types. Okay, so now we will look into details of like each 8 data type. So first of all we will look into the byte data type. So what is the range of this bytes data type? So we can consider the size of the byte is 1 byte, and the maximum value is 127, and the minimum value is -128, and the range is like 128 to 127. So this is the data like chart for the byte. So now we will take some examples of the byte, but first of all we should know all the range and size of each and every data type. Now we will look here. We have for short, the size of the short is 2 bytes, which is equivalent to 16 bits. 1 byte is equivalent to 8 bit, and the maximum value, we can say the range is -2 to the power 15 to 2 to the power 15 minus 1. That is, it's from -32768 to 32767. So this is for short data type. Now we will look for the int data type. So this is the default. Int is the default in case of the integral data type. The int is the default. So the size of the int is 4 byte, and the range is from -2 to the power 31 to 2 to the power 31 minus 1. Like it's ranging from -21, 47, 48, 36, 48 to 21, 47, 48, 36, 47. Okay. So now about the long data type. So for the long data types, it is like sometimes it may not be enough to hold the values which are greater than the long. So it's we have to go for long data type. So long data type is long data type. The size of the long data type is 8 byte, that is 64 bits, and the range is -2 to the power 63 to 2 to the power 63 minus 1. So these all byte, short, int, long. So these 4 data types are of integral values, and we can store only integers, like we can store all the integers in this. But if we want to store some decimal values, so for storing the decimal values we have two non-integral decimal, like that's float and double. So we will discuss for float. The range of the float is like we can provide 5 to 6. It provides 5 to 6 decimal places accuracy. And the size is 4 bytes, and the range it covers is -3.4 e to the power e38 to 3.4 e38. That means this is equal to -3.4 into 10 to the power 38. So this is about float. And about double, the double can provide us an accuracy of 14 to 15 decimal places accuracy, and the size is 8 bytes, and the range is from -1.7 E308 to 1.7 E308. So these are all the different values for the character, or like the integral data type or the floating point data type. So these 4 are integral data type: the int, byte, short, int, and long. So among this integral data type, integer is the default one, and among the float and the boolean, so the default one is the double. So if we want to declare some value as float, we have to explicitly define that value as float by using the f keyword at the end of that value. So we will come across this and we will discuss this. And apart from this, there are two Boolean data types. So there are two Boolean data types, like we will discuss about, we will just Boolean data type. So in Boolean data types, there are only two options, that is true and false. The case, like we are only allowed to, like so here we have to make, we have to be sure about the case sensitive. It's a lowercase t and a lowercase f. But if we provide the value as uppercase T true or uppercase F as in false, then we will get compile time error. So if we want to use the Boolean values, we have to write the lowercase true and with F false as in lowercase false. Apart from these two, there is a character. So there is another data type which is character data type. So in C and C++, the size of the character is 1 byte, but in Java the size is of 2 byte. So here it's so here it's everything all about. The first one is the byte, the second one is of short, third int, fourth long. These all four are integer data types. Fifth float, sixth double, the seventh is the Boolean, and the eighth is the character. So these are all the 8 primitive data types which we use in Java.